storage and inverters, and we have Sandis Saladins, which is a solar panel expert. And we have Melis. Melis, you can switch off your camera. You look very.
I'm driving.
Yeah. And Melis, who will take care of car chargers. Okay, I am managing director of BayWa Solar Systems SIA, sitting in Riga. Very short introduction of BayWa. BayWa operating in 3 segments: agriculture, energy, construction. We are in energy business. Our main central warehouse in Riga, in Moskva Street 495, 2,000 square meters warehouse with 300 square meters office. Then we have opened the office in Kaunas. Domantas Šemalunis is the team leader in activities in Lithuania. And we have one guy in Vilnius, Olegas, who is taking care of sales also. And we have office in Tallinn. Melis Ott is team leader in Tallinn. That's shortly. This year turnover for BayWa Latvia does not include Lithuania and Estonia, 18.7 million. We are 15 people. 3 of them is in, as I said, Estonia and Lithuania. This is a little bit our sales. Sales is running well. We are doing big deliveries of a lot of panels. We'll go a little bit introduce what kind of products we have. This is a small picture from our warehouse. Our target to be #1 distributor in Baltic countries, with a target of 100 million euros in 3-4 years. It means each country of Baltic country has around 30 million euros turnover. We will push our digitalization web shop, and we will expand in Lithuania and Estonia, more stuff, more sales, and later on possibly also warehouse. Web shop, generally it's look like it's maybe not like Luxembourg, German or Polish BayWa. We will pick it up a little bit, we clean up, because Pro Electro company was acquired in Latvia from BayWa side in end of the 2022. And we change the name, we change the web, and we clean up warehouse from electrical wholesale things and only focusing on solar business. In our, as I said, Sandis Saladins is responsible for our solar panels, and our main suppliers is JA Solar, Jinko, Trina, ICO, and we support also Solitech, and we push because this is a Baltic brand, and we like that products from Europe selling somewhere also in Western Europe. Then Kaspars Prūsis and partly also Domantas is responsible for inverters. Fronius is our historically #1 supplier. We're keeping all stocks from new models to older models, GEN24, Stimos, Tauros, Wattpilots, OnPilots, all products we are having in stock. We're doing small business also with GoodV, small or big, we're distributing. We have a gold partner agreement with Huawei. We can supply all type of inverters from all over the world. We do small business with SMA, SolarEdge, Solax, SunGrow, but main business is partner is Fronius. Then Maris Kalniņš is an expert of our mounting systems. Novategra is a producer incorporate in a BayWa group. This is a BayWa supplier. We have facades, we have flat roof systems, we have pitched roof systems, and all types of constructions with Novategra. And for ground mounting, we're using Polish Budmat. Budmat residential systems we're keeping in stock. It's located on one pallet, delivery to all Baltics next day if you order till 11. Batteries for residential, we have a BID, GoodV, Huawei, Pilantech. For CNI, we have a Huawei Luna, from BID, MC Cube, and from Narada, we have also CNI solutions. And utility scale, as I said, this Kaspars Prūsis is responsible in Latvia. He is a technical expert for Baltics and ramping up more. We are dealing now with agreement with Tesla. We are offering Huawei for big projects, BID, Cattle, Rada. And those solar panel producers start to offer also batteries. We look a little bit skeptic, but let's see how it will go. JA, SunGrow. This was this last slide is about Solar Planet. We have Solar Planet. It is connecting with our articles. You can make calculations for different kind of roofs, or you can ask locally in Vilnius, Tallinn, or Riga support. We can make you support. Website you see solarplanet.de. We are still working in German, but it will be for Baltic separate later on. You can get articles, you can find in our webpage articles, you can import those articles and make delivery package, get delivery package for your project. And this is our address and data information, bank account. And you are anytime welcome with any questions to me or my colleague. Now, from my side, that is all. David from Fronius, your turn.
Yeah, thank you very much for the start of the presentation. Shortly introduction of myself. So my name is Sandic David. I am a technical trainer at Fronius International. So I'm operating from Austria, but of course we are doing online stuff all around the world. I prepared a presentation for you guys regarding special topics, more like the hybrid inverters. So what are the most important things about our hybrid inverters? And we will also have a short look on our EV charging systems on the Fronius Wattpilot. Yeah, first of all, what is the most important message that we want to give to all our installers and all our partners? So we are an Austrian, so an European company which produces all their inverters and all our products in Wels. So this is in Upper Austria. And we are a family-owned business or a company. So in the third generation, as you see, we started right after the Second World War, where our CEO or our founder, Mr. Fronius, started the company. Then in the second generation, his son took over, and now the lady on the right side is our CEO. This is Frau Engelbrecht Müller-Strauss. This is a quite important information from our side, family-based and owned company, and this will also stay like that, we hope, as long as possible. Then very important information for you. Maybe there were some issues or some troubles in the past 1 or 2 years.
Did you hear?
New.
Okay.
Yes. Seems that we
David,
had issues in connection.
David, we lost you for a minute, for a while.
Oh,
some
sorry,
connection.
sorry. So I will start with this slide. So this is the most important one, I think, for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told to tell that we expanded our production line. So as you see on the two pictures, we nearly doubled our capacity, our production capacity. 2,000 new employees were installed for that, and it was an investment of around about €500 million. And therefore, you see per month we can now produce up to 52,000 pieces of inverters. So this is all our inverters, so not only the hybrids, also the SIMO, the Snap Inverter series, and the Tauro also is included in these numbers. Yeah, but let's start with our mainly product, our for now only hybrid inverters that we are offering, and that's the Gen24 Plus series inverter. I saw already, so BayWa is offering this also in the online store, and therefore the most important information that you need is that there are two different options. So on one side we have the Primo, so this is the single phase hybrid inverter, but I think for your region it is more important the Fronius SIMO. So the SIMO stands always for the three-phase hybrid inverters. We have on both these devices two MPP trackers, so two DC inputs, as well as the one battery connection input. The Primo is for a bit of a lower power class, so from 3 up to 6 kilowatts. And of course, the SIMO device is for a bit larger scales. So here we are offering the SIMO Gen24 Plus up to 10 kilowatts. Yeah, so what does basically the Gen24 Plus inverter stand for? Of course, 100% renewable energy. So all the expansion possibilities that you have with the hybrid inverter. So sector coupling for other sectors in an household. So for EV charging, we have the Wattpilot. For hot water generation, we have the OwnPilot, and of course, the most important function is the connection or the connectivity with battery storages as BYD and LG for now. But we will try to implement next year a third partner for battery storages. But for now, only the information, we will add one more battery during next year. Of course, we want to, or the customer wants to reduce the energy costs, and therefore, as I already told, this topic of sector coupling and all the things or all the electrical stuff in a household can be integrated in your PV system with, of course, a hybrid inverter. Energy management is also a very hot topic nowadays, and therefore we also deliver for you with the Gen24 Plus the first step of such an energy management. Of course, it's not a full automatic home system, but you can do the first step if you want to make an energy management also with our Gen24 Plus. Extend.
We lost again you, I think.
We should lend Austria a good internet connection.
Yeah, this is a very pity at the moment situation. Davids. We didn't hear him. No, we didn't. Don't hear.
Don't, but internet in Austria.
Probably it's the same situation in Estonia. We have a lot of snow. It's a problem to internet connection.
I think we can use this short pause for questions. So anyone, if you have any questions, please raise them now, either in chat or directly here.
Okay, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I'm on a business trip, so I'm in a hotel, and therefore I switched now the internet connection to my personal phone. So I will continue then with the presentation. Sorry for the small problems.
No worries.
So I think we stopped at the extension options. Okay. So these are, or what is the main message for that? So different sectors in a household, different consumers, and with the Gen24 Plus, this is very easy to connect all these sectors and also to supply them if there is and battery storage also in such an home or in such an PV system. Yeah, and now what are some basic or some important information technically to the inverter itself? So I think one of the biggest differences to other manufacturers of inverters in our PV game is that we are really holding to the technology of active cooling. So all our inverters have active cooled fans in it, and therefore the temperature management of the inverter is more stable and more constant. This is really also important for the ambient air that is taking place at the installation place of the inverter, and we are really swearing on that technology. All our inverters now have it integrated, and also in the future we will stick to that technology, because we think that it is always better to have such an helpful player in an inverter for the thermal management, because we know that if an inverter is working at a maximum capacity, there are some temperatures that can really get quite high. Yeah, so I think what we can say is that our inverters are always tested above the norms and above the standards, and therefore there are really a couple of testings that our inverters have to go through before we really ship them to our customers. And of course, the thing with sustainability and all the products and the materials what are used in the inverter are also recyclable, and we are looking that our footprint for our home, for our world, is as low as possible. Yeah, and I also already mentioned that the energy management that is included with the inverter, and therefore, of course, we always need a smart meter. So, and yeah, let's say an option that measures all the energy flows in the whole system. This is very important, of course, for the self-consumption analysis, so that you really know what is happening with the energy in my household. With this energy management, of course, you can also prioritize loads. So we have a very simple energy management where you can say, okay, I want to manage an heat pump or a pool pump or an AC climate device. And therefore, we have this 4 IOs, so digital inputs on our inverter, which then can be managed with a relay, and with this relay you can then switch on or switch off these special loads. Let's call it like that you want to do the energy management with. And why we are doing it, or why do you need an energy management? Of course, always to increase the self-consumption. Every percentage of increased self-consumption leads to a lower energy bill at the end of the month or the year, and therefore this is a quite easy solution, and it is really standardly with every hybrid inverter from our side. This option is included. Then we had the topic with the hot water solution that we have. For that, of course, you can also manage a heating rod directly with the energy management, but therefore we have an own product, and that's the Fronius OwnPilot. So the OwnPilot is doing this dynamic management. So every watt or every percentage of power that you get from your PV system, and you maybe not really need at the moment, the OwnPilot knows this information because it is connected with the inverter and of course with the smart meter. And the OwnPilot then takes this energy, takes this power, and can guide this energy directly via a heating rod into a water tank, for example, for your hot water. There are some other, let's say, use cases for the OwnPilot, but we can say from our side that nearly 80 or 90% of our customers which are using the OwnPilot are using it in combination with heating rods for generating hot water. Yeah, and then one of the, I think for today, a very important topic also is that with the Gen24 Plus, we have unfortunately not a home-owned battery. We had the solar battery a couple of years ago, but we, or the management of Fronius, decided that we want to focus on really inverters, and there is our expertise. And therefore we took partnerships with BYD, of course, and since 1 year now also with the LG. This is with the LG Flex battery. And as I already told you, we will add a third one, hopefully beginning next year, but you all will get the information when this will be then officially. Yeah, short technical information. So the battery input is with 22 amps, and the charging and discharging maximum power that can run over our inverter is up to 9 kilowatts, of course, depending on which battery you are using in your hybrid system. Yeah, so we had a lot of testings also in the previous years where the combination Fronius and BYD nearly every time were the most efficient option or solution for you. So this is maybe also a bit of an sales argument that we are often showing our customers. Of course, all the other combinations are also very good solutions, but looking on the percentages, we are or we was a couple of years ago, we were the best. Yeah, of course, all these topics, so generating hot water, charging an electric vehicle, and of course using an battery storage. This is very important that you there have this multi-flow technology. So it doesn't matter from where the energy comes. Every energy that flows over the inverter can be transported or transferred with this multi-flow technology. So it doesn't matter if the energy comes from your storage, from the grid, from your PV modules. The inverter will always shift the energy to the place where it's really needed. Yeah, and now additional topic to the storage solutions is, of course, one of the main use cases of the battery is, I think, the emergency power supply that you have or that you want to have if you're paying a lot of money for a battery. And therefore, we are offering two different options. So with the Gen24 Plus, you basically have the simple backup solution. This is the PV point. So it is a free basic emergency power supply that is integrated in every device. It is standardly integrated, so you don't need to pay any additional fees for that. It is possible to use this backup solution up to 3 kilowatts, but only a single phase. For a short time, you can also overpower this output up to around about 4 kilowatts. And it is really only supplied in the case of a grid failure. So if you do not have any power from your grid, then the inverter will automatically start or supply this output, this PV point, and then you really can use or supply any of your consumers in your household. You nearly have no additional installation, so you need basically a secured socket that you are wiring into the inverter, and then the rest will also be done everything by the inverter itself. And of course, it is also combinable with an battery storage. Yeah, and then when we are looking into a more like a pro solution for backup, for this case, we have our full three-phase backup solution. And this is really that you can supply your whole household, your whole system in case of a grid failure, of course. So this is also happening with an automatic switching. So therefore you need an additional switching box like Envitec, for example, that is offering very good solutions. And you then, of course, have a really and true three-phase emergency power supply for your household. Of course, it is always depending on the size of the battery, on the PV energy that is produced, and of course, the size of the inverter. This full backup option is only for the bigger inverters, so from 6 to 10 kilowatts. Therefore, with these devices, you can install such a full backup emergency power solution. Yeah, so what are the most important, or what can be also, or what can help the installers or the customers before they are deciding to choose the Gen24 Plus? Yeah, our devices have quite a wide range of DC input voltages. So this starts at around about 80 volts. So for the panel experts, they know this normally should be done with 3 panels, and of course more. So from 3 up to 800 volts, you can connect your PV strings, so on the DC side, to the Gen24. Plus, it is also possible to over-dimension the hybrid inverter up to 50%. So, for example, on a 10 kilowatt device, you can really put 15 kilowatts on the DC side into the inverter. This normally makes sense, for example, on an east-west orientated PV system. So from 3 modules up, you can connect on the DC side. And of course, you have the 2 MPP trackers, and the battery input is also in our device. I know there is always the discussion or the questions about optimizers, and they are delivering more yield. From our side, so we are not dealing with this panel-wise optimization. We are doing that with the inverter. So we have, therefore, we have the technology of the dynamic peak manager. So it is like an optimization, but not on the panel side. So we are really trying to optimize the whole string, and therefore we have the dynamic peak manager. So the dynamic peak manager looks for the highest yields, even if there is some partial shading on our panels. And of course, at the end of the day, very, very, let's say, complex systems with a lot of shading, there maybe would be the better option to use the optimizers. But for, let's say, a really small part of the PV plant that is shaded, then normally also the dynamic peak manager could do a very good job for your yearly or monthly yield from your PV panels. I think one of the most important points when we are looking, or what we are trying to give a message to the installers especially, is the quick installation, and of course also a quick service process. So I think everybody who also already installed an Fronius inverter can say that it is quite easy to install it. So we have a very clean connection area for the DC side, for the AC side, and for the communication in the middle. And these are, let's say, the most important topics, or the only things that you have to know when you are installing it. So we are working with a mounting plate that is quite easy to install also. And then we have this snap-in concept, as we already had it on the snap inverter series, the previous ones. So then basically the inverter is mounted on the wall, and then you can really start the commissioning and the wiring process, that it is also working, for my opinion, in a very easy way. And we are basically using these spring clamps for all the wiring inside our inverters. So this is also a very easy way how you can install and wire our inverter. Of course, on the other side, this is not only the practical part for the commissioning. You also need some tools, some helping tools for that. And therefore, we are offering also an app. So for the tablet or for the phone, this is called the Solar Start app. So this is a free app from the app stores that you can download, and then with very easy 3 steps, you can go through the commissioning process and start your journey of the inverter. But very important, this is not only possible with the app. There is also, of course, the browser solution for people that are maybe working with laptops. So this is also, of course, and solution. Yeah, then the last step, that is also very important for after the installing and mounting and commissioning of the inverter, is also the monitoring. And therefore, we have the Solar Web. This is called our online tool where you can monitor and secure all of your data of your PV system. This is also, again, possible on a laptop in the browser, or on the phone or tablet, also with an application. There are two different options of the Solar Web. So there's the standard one and, of course, the premium. The standard, or the main difference is that with the premium, you can really look the yields and all your monitoring from the first day of installing your inverter, and with the standard application, then you can only look 3 days in the past. Yeah, I already mentioned the topic of the service. So we are aiming or claiming that our service is working quite good. Of course, we are keeping and pushing to also optimize all of our processes, and of course the waiting times at the hotlines. But as we heard on the beginning of the presentation, we are installing all our new employees. So I think with next year we will really have a premium support for all our installers and partners. And we also now implemented not only the old school way of the hotline. There is also now a possibility with the Solar SOS application. So this is a 24/7 hotline, let's call it like that, where you basically only need the state code of your inverter, or the failure, the error code, and then you can start doing some first steps to maybe get rid of the failure of the system. But for that, we have a lot of online stuff also prepared for the Solar SOS tool. You can have a look on YouTube, or try it directly in the app to have a look inside the application. Yeah, so to the service for an installer, what are the most important information they need? Yeah, so we are not only offering a service for the whole devices, so there can be also a component exchange. You can get via the application, the Solar SOS, also automatic notifications. Where is your inverter, or are there some issues with the shipping process? But besides the Solar SOS, we have also the Solar Web, where you can get your error codes, or you can really have a first look what is happening inside your systems. Yeah, here is one more, all the 3 applications that you also know how they look like. So the Solar Start, the first one, then of course the monitoring, the Solar Web, and the last and the newest one, the Solar SOS service app that we have. Yeah, so now some summed up information to the Gen24 Plus series. So it is really a sustainable product, quite long service life. We have the active cooling, and of course the production in Europe, especially in Austria. There are a lot of customers, especially of course in Austria, that this information is very important. Then we have the extension possibilities. So We heard the OnPilot, the Wattpilot, the battery storages, of course, and the easy energy management that is already implemented with the inverter. Yeah, we heard the backup power solutions that we have, so the PV plant, and of course our full backup solution, the easy installation. For those who already worked with Fronius, I hope that this is for you also a very easy way of installing. And the last step that is important is, of course, the service, the fast support, the 24/7 support that we are offering with our Solar SOS tool also. Yeah, so these are basically the most important informations on one quick view for all of you. And the last topic that I want to talk about regarding now the inverters itself, it is the warranty extensions that are now possible. So we have basically from 0 to 12.5 kilowatt devices. So this is basically the area where we are with the Gen24 Plus. You have the standardized 2 years Fronius warranty that you get from the beginning. And then after the registration, the online registration in the Solar Web, of course, then you can extend this warranty up to a sum of 10 years. Therefore, it is quite important to have a look always on the region where you are selling or buying an Gen24 Plus. There are some slight differences between, let's say, an European market and the Australian market, for example, but it can also be also from country to country in Europe, some different options for the warranty. Yeah, so this was basically everything about the Gen24 Plus. And now the second topic that I would like to give you an overview. Of course, we can then afterwards talk about all the topics that I presented, but I would say I will now finish also the Fronius Wattpilot. Yeah, as we know, the Fronius Wattpilot is our solution for the EV charging process or for the charging process of electric vehicles. What are the most important hard facts about this product? Basically, we have two different options. So on the left side, you see here the Wattpilot Home in 11 and 22 kilowatts. And on the other side, the Wattpilot Go, also for 11 or 22 kilowatt options. It is, let's say, the Home is like the name says, it is for a fixed installed wall box. And the Go is more like an intelligent, charging cable, let's call it like that, because you can really plug it in anywhere you have an socket. For the sockets, of course, we have different options, one phase, three phase, or for example, we have also the blue one phase socket. So therefore we have the adapter set that we are offering also. So this device can be used in very, a lot different situations. So you can plug it out, take it with you, put it in the car and charge wherever you have such a socket. Yeah, of course, we have some different or some special modes, two special modes, let's call it like that. And of course, the easy charging, so the standardized charging where you can preset the current via the app or the button on the device itself. So the customer can really choose how he wants to charge the car, slower, or even if it's needed, maybe also a quicker charging process. In this case, for the easy charging, surplus charging of your PV system, or some, let's say, flexible energy tariffs are not being not being looked at in this easy charging process. So you see it here on the left side, how this presetted current levels can look like, for example. And of course, you can always change that via the Wattpilot app, or by clicking on the button, you can also switch between the levels that you presetted. To the device itself, you see there is the button for managing the whole device. Then we have the LED ring that is running around the Type 2 cable socket. And basically the LED ring tells if the car is charging, and also with how much amps the car is now charging. And also, of course, if it is charging one phase or three phase. And now to the special mode, if we want to call it like that. So the first one is maybe the most important one of the Wattpilot. That is the combination of PV surplus charging and charging with flexible or variable energy tariffs. So therefore, the Wattpilot let's say optimally in a Fronius PV system can be connected with the inverter. But very important, this is not only possible with an Fronius inverter. If you have an other inverter, could be, I don't know, what all the other manufacturers, then you can also use the PV surplus function, but you will need a smart meter and a data manager box. So the data manager box will basically translate the information from the third-party inverter, that these informations and that the power can also be used by our Wattpilot. So you see all the energy that you do not need in your household, for example, can really be used by the Wattpilot. So therefore you can really charge nearly every watt that you have left energy in your household. You can really charge it directly in your electric vehicle. To the variable energy tariffs, this logically always depends on the tariffs that you have at the installation or at the home of your customers. If they are applying such a variable energy tariffs, then you can use this in the Wattpilot app. Use this information, choose your tariff that you have at home, and then also you can set thresholds for, I don't know, 20 or 25 cents, and you do not want to charge your car above this threshold, and then of course the Wattpilot will stop the charging process. Yeah, we have basically for this PV surplus charging, it is quite important to know that the Wattpilot has the fully automatic 1 to 3 phase switchover. So if, for example, the Wattpilot sees, okay, I am getting to a limit with a 3 phase charging, then of course he will switch into a 1 phase charging process, and this can really happen totally automatically. PV surplus can be used from 1.4 roundabout kilowatts up to 22 kilowatts, but of course you need to have a surplus of 22 kilowatts that you can charge, but it is totally fine and possible with the Wattpilot. And the second mode, it is called the next trip mode. As you can maybe already quite of see from the name what this can be. The next trip mode is for really defined distances that you want to drive your car, and therefore you can tell all the information to your Wattpilot again via the app. You can say, for example, I want to charge, or I need energy at Monday at 8 o'clock in the morning. I want to drive on this day 200 kilometers with my electric vehicle. And then I only need to tell the application what is the consumption of my electric vehicle. And then the Wattpilot will charge the car. Let's say it is the whole Sunday or Saturday and Sunday, the car is being plugged in, being at home. And then the next trip mode will look for PV surplus in first case, of course. Then if the energy tariffs are maybe below the threshold that you presetted, and if all of these two topics are not the case, then with the next trip mode, your car will also be charged normally from the grid. So you really have the warranty that your car will be charged at Monday, 8 o'clock in the morning. So basically, one of the biggest differences between these two special modes is that with the Eco mode, you do not have the warranty that your car will be charged, but it is the most cheapest way, and of course the most economic way to charge your car. And the next trip mode on the other side, you will have a charged car at the time that you set it, or at the time that you wanted your car to be charged. Yeah, so this is basically a small, only how it could look like with the flexible tariffs, but I know all these prices are not that actual anymore. I think negative energy prices are nearly anywhere in the world not happening now at the time, but in the past there could also be a business case to charge your car at some different times of the day. Yeah, guys, this was basically all of the presentation input. I think now we are open for a small Q&A session. I will stop my sharing. If there were any questions from the chat, maybe I can now have a look on it.
Kaspar's already helping you to answer some of them.
Trying my best, yes.
So I have a real expert here. Cool.
Okay, guys from Baltic countries, you're very welcome to ask questions online or write it, or don't afraid.
Yes, maybe I can repeat some of the questions that were asked. So the question very needed in our market is about unbalanced output of the inverters for the three-phase systems. So as one person has noted, in Latvia, the operator calculates the costs per each phase, not in total for all of the phases. And that's why unbalanced output feature would be really useful for our markets. And as you know, there are players that do provide inverters with this unbalanced feature. So the question is, do and when Fronius will introduce this feature?
It is in the pipeline. So there are a lot of wishes, let's call it like that, from all around the world. But we know that's problem, let's call it like that. It is in the pipeline. I know that there are already some testings are running, but we don't know now if we want to launch it for the Gen24 Plus, or we will then launch it when a new inverter will come next year. But what I can say, I think that it will be launched with the new inverter, but the communication will also be the pilot. So every software thing that will be possible for the new inverter will also for the Gen24 Plus be possible. It is not, so it is only what I heard, but I think that it will come in the near future. And we know that problem with the unbalanced systems.
Okay, thank you.
What else? There was some questions. No, Kaspars, you can read it.
Yes. So we have question regarding energy management system topics. So whether Fronius has a solution or third-party solution or partner that could provide this solution, so that, for example, we can integrate with Nord Pool energy market prices and use these dynamic price swifts in our advantage.
So this is basically also a very big topic already in Austria too. We are trying, so especially in combination with storages, also to implement this flexible tariffs so that you can charge maybe the battery at the time where the tariff is a bit cheaper. But it is also like with the unbalanced systems, it is everything in the pipeline. And what I know, the first priority, what we are trying to now get in the market is bigger hybrid inverters.
Mm-hmm.
We know 10 kilowatts is, yeah, maybe actually now also not enough for a lot of systems. So this is the most important thing that they are working on, so bigger devices. And then, because we have the know-how from the Wattpilot, for example, with the flexible tariffs, then I think that the second thing is this integration also in the inverters. And for the energy management home assistant, like Luxon, for example, and all the other manufacturers, we are only offering this open interfaces, so these open switches that they can get the informations via Solar API. So if this home assistant system is working with this open surface, then really the informations can also be used or given from the inverter to the home assistant system. This is what I can say for now regarding to this topic.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Then we have question from one guest regarding connecting EV batteries, old EV batteries with Fronius inverters. Yes.
Yeah, in trainings I already had some attendees, or I very often hear, so they are some, let's say they are very technical affine people and they try out things. And one told me that he got it done, that he connected a Fronius inverter with a Tesla battery, for example. But as maybe you can imagine, we always have to provide our partners. And of course, the warranty topics and all of this are not being, let's say, into this game when you are using, I don't know, BMW or any other EV vehicle batteries. Yes. But this is between me and you guys. I already heard that people are trying to use EV batteries.
Yes. But maybe my take and comments on this would be that if you decide to connect a battery, it's probably Nissan Leaf, because I've saw videos as well, also Tesla Model 3 batteries. Here we are also talking about safety, because for these batteries, they are reverse engineered so that they know what commands to send to the Fronius inverter and what to receive back. And if they, for example, have some updates, you might have bad charging parameters. And in general, this would not be the safest option, because, for example, if you have like 50 kilowatt hour EV battery, you can see some videos on YouTube how they burn. So this is safety consideration as well.
Yeah, I have some clients who with Nissan Leaf batteries make some systems. They said work all good.
Yes. Until one day.
Yeah, with Fronius GEN24.
For those people who is from Lithuania, we will be in Vilnius 7th of December, starting 9 o'clock in one of the central hotel. We will make solar panel, inverter, storage system presentations. You are welcome. There was in our website, there is registration form you can fulfill. No questions or?
There are some. One person
Maybe
is
to
asking.
the vehicle to home and vehicle to load to the EV charging. Nothing that I can already tell you, but we are of course already working on a product that will be possible to, let's say, charge out of your electric vehicle into a load or even into the home. But the thing with this topic is that is, of course, it is very interesting, but there are so many regulations, and if you are getting in contact with any kind of the grid, and if you are only getting near to the grid, then especially in Austria, there are it is a very hard way that this can be implemented. I know there are some cars that are already supporting vehicle to load, but we are trying out, we are working on it, but I think that this will not be launched in the next couple of years. For now, maybe if there come some regulations changes, what I can imagine that will have to come, because this topic is very, very interesting for a lot of people, then we will prioritize this topic differently. But for now, there is nothing really in a launch pipeline, let's call it like that.
We have Black Friday discounts taken a note for GEN24, 30% discount till end of the week. It's quite high, and from I think Stymos also 6 to 8 KVs. If you have some orders, you're welcome.
Yes.
Free delivery also to all 3 Baltic countries. Still, we answer all questions, or is still open some?
We have one question regarding off-grid inverter.
Yeah, off-grid inverters, that's basically like with the battery storages. We are in this segment working with third-party partners where we know that the quality standards are basically the same as ours. But I know, or what I know is that there is nothing coming in the soon future.
We combine Fronius with Victron. Victron available.
Exactly.
You can put on each phase 5 kV multiplus, 3 multipluses, and put 48 watt batteries systems and combine together.
And also, I'm thinking that we can use Gen24 pluses, hybrids, because if they can work on full backup, theoretically, they can work in off-grid solutions as well.
Theoretically, yes, but they are tested and they are meant always to be with a grid connection. So basically, maybe again, a technical, nice or a good installer could find a solution, but this is again a topic of warranty and all of this stuff, because it is meant to have always the grid connection.
Got it.
Okay, if no questions or last questions, Or maybe, David, you want to say something? We have 38 guests from 3 Baltic countries, and it was a pleasure to be together with you. Maybe you have something to tell?
Yeah, I think I have, because yeah, first of all, I'm very thankful that I could make this presentation for you guys. We are really noticing that your region is very a region with a lot of potential from our side, and maybe a basic information for all of you guys: stay tuned for next year. So we are really planning on a lot of new product extensions, new partnerships. We know how the market is running now, and we are very pushing in very different segments to get also a bit back into the market, because we know our production capacities and all of this were not the best the last years, and now we can really push, as you saw, with the new production line and with all the new colleagues that we installed. We are very positive looking into the future, and therefore we basically need not only BayWa as a big partner from our side, also all of you installers all around the world. So thanks for being here from our side.
I can add join to Fronius system partner certification and get those certificates, and if any soft cases or cases, you can be paid from Fronius side for those cases, and this is a good opportunity to be together with Fronius. And also you are the system partner, you can charge your customers also for those services what you're doing every year, for example, and things like that. And taking a note, BayWa for Baltics keeping stock around €500,000 in stock for Fronius, and always available. It's not like in 2022 when we were lack of the product. We don't have Fronius inverters. Now we have, starting from big one Tauros to small one Simos, and both types of Gen Plus and normal Gen with extension potential, and BID batteries also. If no question, thank you very much, and waiting for next meeting again with you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Thank you all
very much, everybody.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Greetings.
Bye.